Hello and welcome to a time special presentation for Thirukkural with the Times, where we explore real-world lessons from the classic Tamil text Thirukkural with motivational speaker, author and diversity champion Bharathi Baskar as she explores the masterpiece. Idioms, they are the music in everyday conversations. Within these compact expressions lie centuries of experience distilled into metaphors. The Thirukkural had its share of idioms, rich in imagery. But how relevant are they in modern times?
At a recent economic conclave, I referred to the fall in mortgage repayment rates as an indicator of an impending economic downturn. I described it as a canary in the coal mine. The phrase needed no further elaboration. In that one image, audience understood what I meant, a small early signal of a larger danger ahead. The idiom carries a story within it. In the coal mines of the 19th century, miners took canaries underground because the birds were actually very sensitive to toxic gases such as carbon monoxide. If the canary is dead, it warned miners to evacuate. The fragile bird functioned as an early detection system. The minor disruption becomes the canary, the first tremor before the quake. This is the power of idioms. They condense history into metaphor. They allow language to move from literal to the layered. Instead of spelling out causes and effects in analytical detail, we summon an image that carries emotional and intellectual weight. An idiom does not merely inform, it illuminates. Languages become poetic not only through verse, but through these everyday metaphors. When we say tip of the iceberg, we acknowledge that what is visible is only a fraction of the deeper mass. When we call something a red flag, we need not catalogue the dangers. The color itself waves warning before us. Idioms make speech economical yet resonant. They introduce a quiet music into ordinary conversations. Many of these expressions have literary roots. William Shakespeare enriched English with phrases that have outlived the stage. Break the ice from Taming of the Shrew still describes the easing of social stiffness. Wild Goose Chase from Romeo and Juliet captures futile pursuit with playful precision. Wear My Heart Upon My Sleeve from Othello conveys emotional transparency in a single gesture. Shakespeare's genius lay in observing human behavior so acutely that his metaphors felt instantly recognizable. Society adopted them because they rang true. Idioms make languages at once poetic and slightly cryptic. They invite interpretation. They trust the listener's imagination. In a world increasingly driven by data and directness, idioms preserve nuance. They remind us that speech can carry shadow as well as light. A language rich in idioms is a language rich in memory. Within these compact expressions lie centuries of experience distilled into metaphor. And it is through such metaphors that language becomes not merely functional, but beautiful. An idiom succeeds when it becomes communal property. It slips free of its original context and begins to live in boardrooms, classrooms, and living rooms. Over time, its source may fade, but its force remains. Tamil literature offers a parallel richness. Poet Kannadasan used a phrase that explains the pseudo-power of people closer to power centers. Paramasivan கழுத்திலிருந்து பாம்பு கேட்டது, he wrote. The snake around the neck of Lord Shiva asked his predator, the bird Garuda, how are you doing? Thiruvalluvar has developed hundreds of idiomatic images across the Thirukkural, each lending density and elegance to his couplets. His metaphors are compact, concrete, and enduring. For example, in the chapter on the right place, couplet 496 reads, Kadaloadaa, Kaalval, Nedundher, Kadalodum, Naavaayum, Oada, Nilaththu. A mighty chariot with powerful wheels cannot traverse the ocean. A ship cannot sail upon land. The image is simple, almost visual. We can see the grand chariot, strong and swift upon earth. Yet, place it in the sea and its power dissolves. Conversely, the ship, sovereign over waves, becomes useless ashore. Valluvar's insight extends beyond physical boundaries. He speaks of metaphorical place, the domain where one's strength holds meaning. Here again, idiom-like imagery does the philosophical work. Rather than instructing directly, the poet offers a scene. The reader completes the meaning. Power is contextual. Authority, knowledge, influence all have terrain. Outside the terrain, even the mighty must lean on others. The chariot must ride the ship if it has to travel in the sea. The ship must depend on the chariot if it has to travel on land. In 2 lines, Valluvar conveys what modern management theory might explain in volumes. That competence is situational and humility is wisdom.